Right. I think I'm on TV.
Okay. Call the meeting to order. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Port Clinton City Council special meeting of May 29, 2024 at 6:30 p.m. in the Linda Hartloff Chambers at Port Clinton City Hall.
Madam President,
Mr. Trolley.
I would like to make a motion that we appoint Councilman Beth Gilman as temporary council clerk.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mrs. King. Any discussion? Okay, I have a motion by Mr. Trolley, seconded by Mrs. King to appoint Mrs. Gilman as temporary clerk for this evening. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. Thank you, motion carries. Mrs. Gilman is hereby appointed as clerk. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Jerry Trolley,
Present.
Beth Gilman, present. Pat Hovis,
Present.
Kathy King,
Here.
Richard Morgan,
I'm here.
Kelly Gangle,
Here.
Margaret Phillips,
Present.
Madam President,
Mr. Trolley.
I'd like to make a motion that we waive any and all irregularities to the calling and conduct of this meeting.
Thank-
second.
Thank you. Any discussion?
Some mean bad conduct of it.
Yeah. I have a motion by Mr. Trolley, seconded by Ms. Phillips, to waive any and all irregularities in the calling of conduct of this meeting. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Margaret Phillips,
Yes.
Kelly Gangle,
Yes.
Richard Morgan,
Yes.
Pat Hovis,
Yes.
Kathy King,
Yes.
Jerry Trolley,
Yes.
Beth Gilman, yes.
Thank you. Motion carries by a vote of 7-0. We'll move on to readings of ordinances and resolution. The purpose of this meeting is only for ordinance 12-24 and resolution 24-5. Would the clerk please read by title and summary only ordinance 12-24?
Ordinance 12-24, an ordinance providing for the issuance and sale of not to exceed $4,355,000 of bonds for the purpose of paying costs of improving streets of the city by resurfacing, grading, draining, paving, and making other related improvements and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. Does council wish to take any action as to ordinance 12-24?
Madam President,
Mr. Trolley.
I'd like to make a motion that we waive the 3 required readings of ordinance 12-24.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Ms. Phillips. Any discussion? Okay, I have a motion by Mr. Trolley, seconded by Ms. Phillips, to waive the 3 required readings as to ordinance 12-24. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Kathy King,
Yes.
Richard Morgan,
Yes.
Pat Hovis,
Yes.
Beth Gilman, yes. Jerry Trolley,
Yes.
Kelly Gangle,
Yes.
Margaret Phillips.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries by a vote of 7-0. The 3 required readings are hereby waived. Does council wish to take any further action as to ordinance 12-24?
Madam President,
Yes, Mr.
I'd
Trolley.
like to make a motion that we retain the emergency clause in ordinance 12-24.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Ms. Phillips. Any discussion? Okay, I have a motion by Mr. Trolley, seconded by Ms. Phillips, to retain the emergency clause as to ordinance 12-24. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Beth Gilman, yes. Jerry Trolley,
Yes.
Pat Hovis,
Yes.
Richard Morgan,
Yes.
Kelly Gangle,
Yes.
Margaret Phillips,
Yes.
Kathy King,
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries by a vote of 7-0. The emergency clause is hereby retained. Does council wish to take any further action as to ordinance 12-24?
Madam President,
Mr. Trolley.
I'd like to make a motion that we adopt ordinance 12-24.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Ms. Phillips. Any discussion? I have a motion by Mr. Trolley, seconded by Ms. Phillips, to adopt ordinance 12-24. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Kelly Gangle,
Yes.
Richard Morgan,
Yes.
Margaret Phillips,
Yes.
Kathy King,
Emphatic yes.
Beth Gilman, yes. Pat Hovis,
Yes.
Jerry Trolley.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries by a vote of 7-0. Ordinance 12-24 is hereby adopted. Would the clerk please read by title and summary only resolution 24-5?
Resolution 24-5, a resolution approving the grant application for planning funds through the Active Transportation Infrastructure Investment Program to connect Port Clinton to Sandusky and appropriating funds.
Thank you. Does council wish to take any action as to resolution 24-5?
Madam President,
Mr. Troll.
we can make a motion that we waive the 3 required readings of resolution 24-5.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Ms. Phillips. Any discussion? I have a motion by Mr. Trolley, seconded by Ms. Phillips, to waive the 3 required readings as to resolution 24-5. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Richard Morgan,
Yes.
Margaret Phillips,
Yes.
Kelly Gangle,
Yes.
Jerry Trolley,
Yes.
Pat Hovis, Kathy King,
Yes.
Beth Gilman, yes.
Thank you. Motion carries by a vote of 7-0. The three required readings are hereby waived. As to resolution 24-5. Does council wish to take any further action as to resolution 24-5?
Madam President,
Mr. Trolley.
make a motion, we adopt resolution 24-5.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mrs. King. Any discussion? I have a motion by Mr. Trolley, seconded by Mrs. King, to adopt resolution 24-5. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Jerry Trolley,
Yes.
Beth Gilman, yes. Kathy King,
Yes.
Pat Hovis,
Yes.
Richard Morgan,
Yes.
Margaret Phillips,
Yes.
Kelly Gangle.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries by a vote of 7-0. Resolution 24-5 is hereby adopted. Seeing no further business, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Madam President, and with this august body we've done well tonight. Adjourn to the meeting.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mrs. King. All in favor say aye. I'm sorry, I have a motion by Ms. Phillips, seconded by Mrs. King to adjourn. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. Thank you. We're adjourned.
Congratulations, Mike.